Hello. Day 2. I'm going to continue with the fenders, and today I'm going to do a patch where it was rusted. I'm quite happy how the front part turned out. It matches the little quite the molding here quite good. I'm happy with that. That'll be good enough. And now I'm doing a patch over the rusted area here. I will explain how I do it and why I do it like this. I start with making a part, simple part with just a 90 degrees corner here. I try to get the corner as sharp as possible, and then I cut the old fender a little bit here and I fold it so that I can put the new piece of metal here in line with the rest of the fender, and then I press it down and spot weld it in a couple of places. And under here it looks like this. I just fold down the edge here so I can get my piece here of metal in a straight line with the rest of the edge here with the fender. Here you can see the old patch is rusted through here, and I'm going to replace a little bit bigger area. What I then do is I make a tiny hole here with a very thin disc on my grinder, and then I use this saw blade and I cut it up through the metal so that I can press down the sheet metal so that it ends up at the same level as the fender. I don't want one layer to be on top of the other. So I will press it down and then spot weld it in the corner. Then I will take the saw and cut this spot weld and press it down all the way out to the edge, so that it will be at the same level as the rest of the fender.
As you can see here, the fender is a little bit rusty here, and I cut out a piece to see what it looks inside. And of course, have to repair some of that also. Not only this hole, but there is some problems and an issue inside. Of course, why not? So I drilled out these two wells here, two spot wells. I drilled them out with a spot welding drill, and then I cut this piece here, and this piece is attached in two places, here with a spot weld and also here, as you can see. And then with a screwdriver I kind of bent up this and now it's loose, and it looks like this inside. Some rust with issue, but not too bad, not too bad. This other part is also a little bit rusty here, but I think that will be okay to just grind down and try to treat with some anti-rust treatment. That will be fine. So this is how I wanted to show you how I make a patch here. You saw me just put the patch on the fender, and then I spot weld it in a number of places, and then I use my grinder to open up, and then I use this air saw with a thin blade to cut around here. And while I do that, I press the sheet metals so they are even, and I also get the perfect distance here to weld it later. Everywhere you see between the patch and the fender, there is exactly this thickness of the blade here. That's approximately 1 millimeter. So this is the way I use to make a patch fit perfectly. I don't have to pay much attention when I cut it in the first place. I just do some shape that I know will fit, and then I cut it after with the air saw. And you saw the other piece that came off. This piece fell down on the back side, and this is rather rotten. It's rusted, and there are some deep pits here. From the beginning it wasn't visible from the outside, but when I started to work with it, these small holes appeared. Maybe not so visible on the camera, but here they are, and they are a hole right through. That's why I replaced this piece. So in all it took me about 12-13 minutes, but I had to make a break and charge the camera a little bit, and but in total maybe 10-15 minutes of work. Now the rest is work with the welded, and that I will do a little bit later. Okay, bye. Welded, and now it's more or less welded. The patch should be okay, and it took me about 13 minutes, 14 minutes to weld the whole patch. So the 14 minutes and the other 10-12 minutes to cut out the patch and put it there. It should be about less than half an hour to cut it out, and then the remaining work now is grind down the weld. That'll take some minutes too.